Hi, welcome to our Sunday morning chat. You and me and a cup of tea. Beautiful cup of Earl Grey today. This morning was so cold, I was sure that winter is going to arrive early. But within an hour, we are experiencing a beautiful sunny day, ready for a peaceful, relaxing Sunday. I want to talk to you today about what do you do when you suddenly find yourself alone. Um, what did I go through when I suddenly one day realized um, I'm now on my own? Especially when we are a bit older and our children have left the home and it would have been just you and your husband or your partner or whoever. And then suddenly that relationship breaks up and now you are on your own. The thing I realized in those days were that actually the lucky packet is enormous. It's a bit overpowering, and you get stuck in making a decision of what to do because there is so many opportunities for you, especially when you have your whole life um, revolved around the family. Maybe you were in the family business, maybe you were a stay-at-home mum, whatever, and suddenly all of that is gone. There's nobody to cook for in the evening but yourself. There is nothing to really get up for in the morning because you're not going to work. All those little things that defined your life might suddenly drop away. And then what do? As I said, especially when you're a little bit older, there is that fear of, okay, I'm older and what's going to happen, who will employ me, what am I going to do, am I actually even qualified to do something? And then if you have something that you're moving towards, if you have a career in mind, or there's other opportunities available for you, then sometimes the choice is so big that you're stuck and you actually don't make a decision. So I found myself in that place where when my marriage ended, what am I going to do? I'm too young. I cannot sit at home and wait for life to pass me by until the day life is on this planet is finished. So what do? You've got to stay busy. You've got to keep your mind active. You want to still be part of the community. So some people get involved in a lot of charity work. A lot of women buy guest houses or things like that because we know how to care for family, and so it's easy to drop that over into our guests. And what do? At the age of 53, I went back and studied, which was wonderful. There was I cannot remember the name of the old lady, but she was 90. And at the age of 90, she gained her master's degree and became the world authority in the history of Mesopotamia. That to me was such an inspiration that at that age, you can still achieve so much, your real passion. And I must tell you, the thing that really resonated with me was that I had done that previous life where it was about family and where you look after a family, the children, and you give your attention there. And I absolutely loved it. No regrets about that. And now suddenly it was my time. It was time to become a little bit selfish. So how do you become a bit selfish? Especially if that's not in your nature, if that was what you didn't think about yourself for such a long time. So how do you become selfish? And I see it with my clients all the time. There are many of us who actually don't even know what toothpaste we like. We don't know how do we like to eat our vegetables. We don't know if we really like meat or don't we like meat. Do we like to go for a Sunday afternoon nap, or do we want to go for a drive? There's so much to discover about ourselves when we find ourselves suddenly alone, because it was always considering somebody else, always doing it with a partner. Nothing wrong with that, absolutely. It is just that now that is no longer there. And so, how do you do that? And the best way I found to do that was to become a child again. To really look through the eyes of a child and try lots of different things and discover what makes you happy and what inspires you. So I walk a lot. I absolutely love being in nature. As I've said in previous videos, every Sunday morning, do a long walk along the beach. And today, that water of the sea, as it was very, very cloudy and it was quite dark, and you could see just how the water changes as the light became more, and how it went from this amazing aquamarine color into green, and then it went into this sandy blue color, and it is just beautiful to see that. And that's why I walk. It's just to be in nature and enjoy that, which in, let's call it, my previous life, there wasn't that much of that. The food that I eat, to go on that whole discovery of what do you like, how do you like to eat. And for a long time in summer, I really just ate raw vegetables because I so enjoyed having that taste of vegetables again and tasting it for exactly what it is, not in a stew, not overcooked, just that vegetable, having it crunching in my mouth and tasting the vegetable. And so you go through different things in your life and you rediscover yourself, and you get the opportunity to rebuild who you are. I often used to think about my mother or her generation, that they had such set patterns about what you're supposed to do. And we're living this time, we're living with such privilege that we get the opportunity. I could have my family, I could do that whole family thing, building a family, being together with a husband and all that. And then I got the opportunity to be me, because we come with such wisdom into that second part of who you are. And now you can do that true answer of only you. What do you want? And then you discover new friends and new acquaintances that you build new things with that will feed that new you. And that's the other thing. We have to learn to let go of some of our old friends, because they were part of that way that you looked at life, that way you defined yourself, that no longer works. And so they don't fit in with that. They don't associate with that anymore. And so it becomes very difficult to maintain those relationships. And it's not because there's any fallout, it's not because of any negativity. It is just that those relationships move on. And I've come to learn that it's okay for those relationships to move on, because new ones need to come in and fill that void. So when you suddenly find yourself alone and you've got to rebuild yourself, I'd suggest start looking at life through the eyes of a child, and do everything that you can through that discovery of, as though you are looking at it for the first time. Don't be scared to be selfish. That's something many of us have to learn. Don't be scared to put yourself first. This is the time where you get to answer your deepest dreams, your deepest true desires. You've got that opportunity now. So go for it. Do it. Because it is your time. You have, if you can look at it as though you've done the work, and now you get to experience who you truly are, it makes it a bit easier. It can be lonely at times. I'm not denying that. And there's a lot of heartbreak that goes with it as friends start falling away and as things change around you. However, there's always the promise of something new. And above all of that, the most important thing is that there's the promise that when you start loving yourself and you discover yourself, that you can live your true self. That is something amazing. That is something I had to learn. Perhaps you are finding yourself at that point, and if this will help you, it will be wonderful. We will chat next Saturday to another cup of tea. Bye.